C# is a powerful language, but sometimes you want to use code someone else has already written. In that case, you want to add a dependency to your project. This video is about dependencies, their purpose, how to use them, and some examples of common dependencies. I'm going to assume you can already write a simple mod for Subnautica. If you can't, please see this other video I made. Let's start by adding a reference to Subnautica's own code. The first step is to open up your Visual Studio project. In order to add a dependency, you should right-click on References and click Add Reference. So I'll hit Browse, and I'll navigate to the Subnautica game files. You can find them at Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Subnautica, Subnautica_data, Managed. And the file I want is called assembly-c#.dll. Now that it appears in this window and it's checkmarked, I'll hit OK. I can check that it was added by using the References dropdown. Here's assembly-c#, so I know it went OK. Now I can access most Subnautica classes, such as Vehicle, Creature, or Player. Sometimes a reference will have a yellow triangle. That means Visual Studio expects to find the file in a certain location, but it's not actually there. You can expand this window to see where Visual Studio expects the file to be. To fix the yellow triangle, you can either put the file where Visual Studio expects it to be, or you can add a new reference to where the file really is. I want to show a common example of using a dependency, so let's quickly add another reference. This reference will be to Unity, and we'll find it alongside the Subnautica game files. So I'll add reference, browse, and find Unity Engine and UnityEngine.core module. These references will make it easy for me to generate random numbers. Once I have them added, I can write code like this. Float, my random value is UnityEngine.random.value. In this case, my random value will be a number between 0 and 1. If I instead wanted a number between 0 and 10, I could do this. Now, I don't mind writing UnityEngine.random.value every time, but I can shorten it with using statements. A using statement looks like this. A using statement declares that this file has access to everything in the namespace Unity Engine. As you can see, our mod has only one namespace right now, my simple mod. With this new using statement, I can now write this shorter version of getting a random number. That's nice, but there's a catch. The name random is a common one. If I also declare that I'm using system, then there will be two different randoms in my access. To resolve this, I must either qualify the whole name as before, or I must remove one of the responsible using statements. Because this is a Unity game, I will prefer to use the random class from Unity Engine. Now I've covered the basics of references, dependencies, and namespaces. But there's one last thing I want to note. You can also make references to other mods. In fact, you can make a reference to any other DLL, and the process remains the same. It's common to make a reference to the Nautilus mod, or to the Vehicle Framework mod. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you feel empowered to use other people's code. Happy modding!